Good morning, and happy Monday. Karen Curitan here, live with you as I am every single Monday, sharing tips, ideas, hopefully a touch of inspiration across social media. Lots of things to share with you today because Friday was probably the biggest single day of my little business since I set it up over a decade ago. So what was Friday all about? Well, Friday was one of the highlights. I have sort of two highlights of my year when I get out of the office and go and really integrate with people. So I have two, which is Atomicon, which is every June up in Newcastle. And if you haven't been before, it's incredible. It's a full day and there's fringe events, there's loads of things going on. And then the other event is SBS. So SBS stands for Small Business Sunday. SBS was set up over 15 years ago by Theo Prophetus, former dragon. As he says, at Mrs. P's kitchen table. And his whole mission with SBS is to support small businesses. And it's an incredible community part of. I was fortunate enough to win in 2018, several haircuts ago, as I say, when people see my photo. And it took me 3 years to win. So let's firstly talk about how you enter. And it's really easy to enter. If you just go on his website, in fact, I'm just going to pop that link in. And so you've got the link to enter, and then you've got that. So this is his SBS website. I'm just going to drop that in there. So go on his website and you will find there is a whole section on how to enter. And it's really easy to enter. You can enter across Instagram or LinkedIn. You enter the hashtag SBS and you enter on a Sunday between 5 and 7:30 p.m. And all you do is you write a post. You have to follow Theo on Instagram or LinkedIn. Prepare a short pitch about you and your business and why you deserve to win. And then you just use the hashtag, use your personality, show a bit of humor. I played with multiple different ways to get it using different, because you use imagery as well, use imagery, which is really important. It took me 3 years to win. And then whenever I work with a new client, if I'm managing their socials for them, I'll say, we need to get you entered for Small Business Sunday. And small business is a business up to 100 businesses. Excuse me, just having my coffee. So I entered it. So the first client entered it for, we won in a month. Second client entered it for, we won first try. So it can be luck of the draw. It took me 3 long years to win, 3 years to win SBS. So what's it all about? Well, once you win, if you have a product or service-based business, it doesn't matter, but you then become part of Theo's world. So that means that you get to access lots of opportunities. If you have a product-based business, you can pitch to have a stand at the spring fair. If you are a service-based business or a product-based business, there are NatWest sponsored boot camps across the UK, which as a winner, you get to access those completely free of charge. I went to the one in Birmingham last summer, which was really good, which is where I actually got the inspiration for what happened on Friday, because I'd been at Atomicon last June, and the theme of Atomicon was the big cheeky ask. And just remove that comment. We'll just ban user. There we go. This is why I don't live stream to YouTube very often, because we get all sorts of random people. So when I was at Atomicon last summer, it was the big cheeky ask was the theme. So when I went a couple of weeks later to the SBS boot camp at NatWest in Birmingham, Jess was there, who heads up his events team. And I went up to her and just did the big cheeky ask. I'd love to speak at Atomicon, at the SBS. Sorry, talking about two events that I love. I'd love to speak at SBS. How do I do it? You know, who do I have to really beg to get a place there? And she said, well, actually, it's me. And long story short, ended up having a meeting with Jess, putting some ideas together on what I could talk about. And on Friday afternoon, I got what was the graveyard shift, because it was the last breakout session. So when Theo and Katie Piper, she was just incredible. If you have a day like where you feel like having a pity party, just watch any of her content. She's incredible. I was humbled and quite emotional actually after seeing her speak. And after that, I had to go up onto the mezzanine where they have the breakout sessions, and they have around 60 seats there. And you put headphones on. It's like going to a silent disco because it's such a noisy venue. You've got a mic as the speaker, and the people watching you have the headphones so they can hear you perfectly. I ran a session about 4 easy changes you could make to improve your results on social media. And if anybody wants a copy of that, I am actually going to record it later today. And I'm going to put it into this week's newsletter so people get an idea of what I spoke about. And I was really worried. My fantastic client, Claire Twells, was with me to support me. It was an incredible experience. And in the end, from going that nobody would attend because it was the last session and everybody was going to be going home, it was actually, they had to get extra headphones, and it was standing room only. People were sitting on the floor. It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. Got some amazing feedback, which is always, always wonderful to have that. And just, I loved it. I just loved it. I loved the whole experience. And Theo and his team, well, I didn't have any contact with Theo on the day. Of course, it's far too important to speak to a nobody like me. But it was phenomenal. But something else different happened at SBS, which they've never done before, which was about a couple of months back. They announced that they were giving thank you, Susan. They announced that they were giving an opportunity for people to pitch live at the SBS event. So people had to apply to do their pitch. And they did a shortlist. So 3 businesses got to pitch live to Theo, Katie Piper, and a couple of other people on the panel, very high profile businesses. And the winner got £7,500 towards their business growth. The runner-up got £2,500, but they all got mentoring. And the people who actually came third out of the 3, Theo was so impressed by them that he actually said he's going to mentor them. And that wasn't officially part of the prize. You know, these are the opportunities you get. So I encourage you, urge you to enter. It's completely free to enter. Set it up in your Meta Business Suite if you're on Facebook. Schedule it on LinkedIn. But enter. Just enter, enter, enter. I'm entering for clients. And what I'm doing is I've got a new, lovely new client who I'm entering it for. And I'm entering it. And as soon as we find out if she's won, because the winner is announced at 8 o'clock on a Monday night, every week. This runs every week apart from Christmas. Then I'll take that post down so it doesn't clutter up our news feed. But as small business owners, we should be tapping into this. You know, there are so many other benefits that you get to be part of it. You know, there's a Small Business Sunday website, so that's good for your SEO. You can collaborate with other businesses. I've made loads of friends through the community of SBS. In fact, a lady came up to me on Friday morning who I met at the boot camp. She said, "Oh, Karen, I saw you were speaking today, and I just want to come and say hi, and how lovely it was to meet you in the summer at the NatWest boot camp." There's lots and lots of opportunities as SBS winners that you get. So apart from spending the whole day. So Friday was an incredible day. So I'm going to hop over onto Instagram and say all of this again, probably add some other bits in. But have a fab day. And if anybody's got any questions about SBS or entering it or want a copy of the recording, just message me privately and I'll happily send it over when I've recorded it.